Hey guys, Rail the Appreciator here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing a song appreciation on Kendrick Lamar's track Fear from his 2017 album Damn. Let's get into this one. This track is produced by The Alchemist, who has had numerous collaborations with Kendrick on tracks such as The Heart Part 4, Meet the Grahams, and We Cry Together. Kendrick Lamar's song Fear from his 2017 album Damn is one of his most introspective tracks as it delves deeply into the concept of fear throughout different stages of his own life. The song is structured in a way that explores fear from multiple perspectives in terms of childhood trauma, the dangers of his own environment, and the anxieties that come with success. The song is divided into three main sections that explore different manifestations of fear at various stages in his life. So fear at age 7, which is his fear of parental discipline and household struggles, his fear at age 17, fear of street violence, police brutality, and the cycle of systemic oppression, and also fear at age 27, fear of losing success, fear of judgment, and the existential fear. Additionally, the song opens and closes with a voicemail from Kendrick's cousin, Carl Duckworth, who speaks about biblical curses and punishment from God, linking Lamar's personal fears to a larger historical and spiritual narrative. Poverty's paradise. I don't think I can find a way to make it on this earth. These opening lines set the tone for the song, as it describes poverty as a paradoxical paradise. The phrase is ironic, as poverty is far from paradise. Yet for many, it is all they have ever known. The second line expresses Kendrick's despair, suggesting that he sees no way out of his own circumstances. The voicemail from Kendrick's cousin, Carl. What's up, family? Yeah, this your cousin Carl, man. Just giving you a call, man. I know you've been having a lot on your mind lately. And I know you feel like people ain't been praying for you. But you have to understand this, man. We are a cursed people. Carl immediately addresses Kendrick's feelings of isolation, implying that these struggles are not random, but part of a divine punishment. Deuteronomy 28:28 says, "The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart." Carl quotes Deuteronomy 28:28, a biblical passage that describes God's punishment on the Israelites for their disobedience. The words madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart symbolize mental instability, confusion, and emotional turmoil, conditions that Carl believes have affected Kendrick and his community. See, family, that's why you feel like you got a chip on your shoulder. Until you follow his commandments, you're gonna feel that way. Carl suggests that Kendrick's struggles stem from disobedience to God and can only be resolved by returning to God's laws. Why God, do I gotta suffer? Pain in my heart carries burdens full of struggle. Why God, do I gotta bleed? Every stone thrown at you resting at my feet. Here Kendrick questions God, expressing his frustration over his own suffering. The phrase every stone thrown at you resting at my feet alludes to injustice, implying that he bears the consequences of other people's actions. Why God, do I gotta suffer? Earth is no more, why don't you burn this mother? Here he escalates with frustration, wondering why God allows so much suffering, and even contemplating whether the world deserves to be destroyed. In the first verse, from his fear at age 7, parental discipline, I beat your ass, keep talking back. I beat your ass, who bought you that? This section is written from the perspective of Kendrick's mother, detailing the discipline he received as a child. The repeated phrase of, I beat your ass, emphasizes the severity of his punishment that he received. His mother reprimands him for various minor infractions, from talking back to wasting food or getting his new Jordans dirty. This segment portrays the experiences of many young black children growing up in poverty, where strict discipline is often used as a means of protection. While it may seem harsh, it is framed as a form of tough love, a way for parents to instill discipline within their children in a world that is already stacked against them. The mention of social workers and food stamps also highlights the struggles of low-income families, adding a socioeconomic layer to this fear. The theme being the fear of physical punishment as a child, which is deeply tied to the struggles of growing up in a disadvantaged home, but as well as the impact of the fear, as it is not just about pain, but about survival, as his mother disciplines him to prepare him for a harsh world. If I could smoke fear away, I'd roll that mother effer up, and I'd take 2 puffs. I'm high now, I'm high now, I'm high now. I'm high now. The chorus is an example of taking the easy way out of conquering fear by getting high. While the immediate effect of being high could take away fear temporarily, maybe for a night, the cycle would only continue to repeat itself. The only way to truly conquer your fears is to tackle it head on and overcome the weakness in order to break the cycle. Life's a bee, pull them panties to the side now. Life's a bee is a common phrase describing the harsh nature of reality. The narrator is essentially downplaying the sacredness of life and sex, hoping that his love interest will put out. the metaphor is also about maneuvering around obstacles in order to reach your goal. If we look at the second verse, at his fear at age 17 and his fear of systemic violence, in the lines, "I'll probably die walking back home from the candy house. I'll probably die because these colors are standing out." In this section, Kendrick shifts the perspective to his 17-year-old self, where his fear is no longer about parental discipline, but about the dangers of gang violence and systemic oppression. He lists various ways in which he might die: getting caught up in gang activity, police brutality, false accusations, or even just wearing the wrong colors in the wrong neighborhood. Repetition of "I'll probably die" highlights the ever-present danger he faces by simply existing within his own environment. The specific reference to these colors is likely an allusion to gang affiliations, where wearing the wrong colors in Los Angeles can be deadly. "I'll probably die trying to defuse two homies arguing. Even trying to keep the peace can put someone else in danger. I'll probably die because that's what you do when you're 17. It suggests that a young black man living in America, death is almost an expectation." Kendrick is illustrating the inescapable cycle of fear that plagues young black men within America. In the third verse, with his fear at age 27, his fear of losing his hard-earned success. "At 27, my biggest fear was losing it all. Scared to spend money had me sleeping from hall to hall." By the time Kendrick reaches age 27, his fears have now evolved. He's now successful, but success brings on new anxieties. The fear of losing everything that he has worked so hard for. He expresses this paranoia about money, referencing how Rihanna's accountant mismanaged her funds and wondering if the same fate could happen to him. This verse explores the fear of financial ruin. Even with millions, Kendrick still fears poverty. The fear of being judged. He worries about how he's perceived by fans, critic, and his own community. The fear of losing creativity. Success has brought fame, but he fears it could also take away his authenticity and artistic freedom. He highlights how success does not eliminate fear, but it merely transforms the fear into something new. What is an advisor? Somebody that's holding my checks just to F me over and put my finances in debt. I read a case about Rihanna's accountant and wondered, how did the bad girl feel when she looked at them numbers? That type of stuff will make me flip out and just kill something, drill something, get ill and fill ratchets with a little something. In 2015, Rihanna's accountant was declared as missing after she had sued him for a collection of bad advice that lost her $9 million in 1 year. They eventually settled for $10 million, but the accountant didn't pay before going missing. It's rumored that her song, "Be Better Have My Money," is about him. The story worried Kendrick as he entrusts his money with multiple accountants. All it would take is for one accountant to turn against him and he could lose a lot of his money. "I practiced running from fear. Guess I had some good luck." Here, Kendrick confesses that he tried to escape his fear by staying busy and focusing on his own music career. He attributes his success to good luck, which shows his humility and disbelief in his own achievements. This also reflects his imposter syndrome and his inability to fully accept his success as deserved. "How they look at me, reflect on myself, my family, my city." He realizes that his public image not only affects him, but also his family and his city, Compton. His fear is just not personal, but collective, as representing his community and influencing the world's perception of it. This highlights the representational burden, where he feels responsible for the narrative surrounding black men, Compton, and hip-hop. "What they see from me would trickle down generations in time." Kendrick recognizes his influence on future generations, emphasizing the legacy that his music will leave behind. This creates a fear of misguiding his audience or failing to live up to his own standards. In hip-hop, legacy is crucial, and Kendrick acknowledges his role in shaping the culture for future artists. "Fear what happens on Earth stays on Earth, and I can't take these feelings with me, so hopefully they disperse." Kendrick reflects on mortality and the temporary nature of life. He realizes that his fears, achievements, and legacy are confined to this life and won't follow him into the afterlife. This is an existential reflection on the meaning of life, fame, and fear. By accepting the impermanence of his struggles, he hopes to release his fears before he finally dies. Within 14 tracks carried out over wax, here he reinforces the idea that this entire album is a journey through fear, spirituality, and self-discovery. He views his music as a time capsule, preserving his thoughts, struggles, and growth for future generations. Wondering if I'm living through fear or living through rap. The closing line questions whether his career is driven by his passion for music or for his fear of failure and judgment. This introspection reveals his existential crisis as an artist who lives through his art, yet fears it may define his entire existence. This encapsulates the duality of his identity, as is he a man who raps, or is rap his entire existence? If we look at the outro with spiritual fear and biblical connections, the song ends with a voicemail from Kendrick's cousin, Carl, a member of the Hebrew Israelite movement, which teaches that Black and Hispanic people are the true descendants of the Israelites in the Bible. He references Deuteronomy 28:28, which speaks about God punishing his people with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. This religious perspective ties into Kendrick's broader themes, being spiritual fear, the belief that Black people are cursed because they have strayed away from God's commandments, historical fear, the idea that Kendrick struggles with poverty, violence, systemic oppression, and how they are a part of a divine punishment for his past sins, but also the redemption. The only way to escape the suffering is by following God's laws. In the track Fear, Kendrick crafts a deeply personal and universal exploration of fear. The song demonstrates how fear evolves over time, as a child, the fear of punishment from his parents, as a teenager, fear of death, violence, and systemic oppression, but as an adult, fear of failure, loss, and fear of judgment. Despite achieving success, fear truly never leaves him, as it only changes form. The outro suggests that this cycle of fear is not just personal, but deeply rooted into historical and spiritual context, tying his struggles to a larger biblical narrative. Overall, Fear is one of Kendrick Lamar's most powerful and philosophical songs, as it uses storytelling and religious themes to highlight the burdens of Black life within America. The song is a profound reflection on generational trauma, systemic oppression, and spiritual struggle. By ending the song with a religious perspective, Kendrick suggests that fear is inescapable unless one can truly find faith and redemption. Thanks for watching this song appreciation on Fear by Kendrick Lamar from his 2017 album Damn. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and comment down below other artists, genres, albums that you'd like me to listen to, appreciate, and make videos about. Thanks for watching. See ya.